We are a river city, a bold city, the First Coast, a place to create and to belong. Here, the sun shines a little brighter, and so do the people. We share a love for our region, a pride for Jacks, and a passion for the beautiful game, dedicated to giving everyone a sporting chance. Together, we will elevate soccer and sport in our community by lifting every voice. We are Sporting Club Jacksonville. We are Sporting Jacks.
Hello and welcome into the Sporting Jacks Report. I'm Cole Pepper. Emerson Burris will be along shortly. Coming up, we take a look back at the historic first game for the Sporting Jacks men's team and hear reaction from the squad. Plus, a look ahead to the women who face Fort Lauderdale United this evening. And we'll celebrate another great high school soccer season, this time from the Bishop Kenny girls. But let's start with last Saturday's monumental start. It had been 1,286 days since Jacksonville was announced as a future member of the USL Championship. Back in August of 2022, when the Sporting Jacks leadership sat at a press conference at TPC Sawgrass, the team didn't have a name or a badge or colors, and certainly no coaches or players, but there was a dream to bring professional soccer back to Jacksonville. The women's team fulfilled that dream 3 years later, and last Saturday, men's pro soccer returned to the First Coast for the first time in nearly a decade. Here we go. Quite a scene at Hodges Stadium. More on the scene in just a moment. The crowd of 10,357 was ready and into it, waiting for a moment to celebrate. 7th minute, Sporting Jacks in the blue with a corner. Kieran Sadlier curls one in. Wahab Akwe gets his head to it, but it goes just wide. Later in the half, Sporting Jacks trying to build something. Look at the placement on this pass from Harvey Neville. Emil Jaaskelainen is on the spot, gets a lot behind it, but again, goes just wide. Take another look here at Jaaskelainen's attempt. Great pass by Neville, but this one just a foot or so outside the near post. It remained 0-0 until just before halftime. Hartford with a long ball ahead and a free runner in the box. Matt Real can't control it, but Augie Williams does, and the active goals leader in the USL Championship adds to his total. 1-0 Hartford. That was the score at halftime. After the interval, Sporting Jacks came out aggressively. Tyshawn Rose to Zeke Soto, who sets up Jaaskelainen for a shot from just outside the box. It's saved by Anthony Siaha to maintain Hartford's lead. 53rd minute now after a Hartford throw. The ball pings around back into the box, and Antonio Gomez called for a foul in the box. That's a PK. And, of course, who would step up and take it? Augie Williams, denied by Christian Oliveras. Big moment for Sporting Jacks right there. Nearing the hour mark, Jacksonville going to work again. Ahmad Alcock to Tyshawn Rose. He sends one toward the penalty spot. It's headed away. Soto volleys it. It is just wide. A chance not taken there. Less than 5 minutes later, Sporting Jacks with a free kick from a dangerous position. Juan Kuzain sends it over the wall, but Siaha gets a hand to it. Soto tries to get there for the rebound, but nothing doing. It remains 1-0 Hartford. Later in the half, Hartford's defense makes an impact. Off the intercepted goal kick, this one will go to a dangerous spot here, and it's Michi Ingalina who takes it all the way down to the byline, crosses it in, and Samuel Carriaga is there to double the lead. It's 2-0 Hartford. Hartford would add another in the final minute of regulation to make it a 3-0 final, a disappointing result, but just the start of a long march through the USL Championship for Sporting Jacks.
We're naturally disappointed. Like you say, a huge crowd turned out to support us. We had some good moments in the game, and we lost some big moments. So, listen, I think we're a new side. We've only been together 5.5 weeks. We're still missing some bodies, but there's large parts of tonight I'm quite pleased with, but there's also stuff that needs to be worked on, and we'll get back to work and we'll get back to training the next couple of days, and we'll start building those blocks from there.
Just the final third of just finishing off our good passing moves, just building connections. Like, look, it's really early days. We're still getting to know each other and stuff. And I know, like, I don't want to say that too much more, but like we are. That is the truth. We're still trying to build partnerships on the pitch, and we still got some more players to come into the team as well and into the squad. So yeah, I think it's important we just kind of get back to the training pitch on Monday and work on those things.
Now, the game on the field was one thing. There were a lot of firsts. It was the first game, first sellout as well, but Sporting Jacks still looking for the first goal, first point, and first win. Perhaps it comes this afternoon. Mentioned the game on the field, but the atmosphere around the stadium, pregame fan fest and everything else, it was something to be a part of. The excitement inside the stadium with appearance by members of the Sporting Jacks Academy and the women's pro team. The fans were into it, and they were impressive. It's just the start of things for Sporting Jacks in the USL Championship. All right, next up for Sporting Jacks, the club's first away match in the league. This afternoon, they'll face Rhode Island FC in Pawtucket. This is Rhode Island's third year in the league, and they have done very well for themselves. In 2024, they debuted in the USL Championship, won the Eastern Conference, and finished as the league's runner-up. Last year, they were the 7th seed in the playoffs, but upset the 2nd seed Charleston Battery, then shut out North Carolina FC before falling to the eventual champion Pittsburgh Riverhounds in the conference finals. It'll be a good test for the men. You can catch the first road match for Sporting Jacks this afternoon on ESPN Plus, beginning at 4 p.m. as Jacksonville faces Rhode Island FC in Pawtucket. And you can make your plans for the next home match Wednesday, March the 25th, when the lads are back home to face Miami FC. Tickets are available by going to sportingjacks.com or by calling 904-863-KICK. If you can't make it to the game, you can watch on CW17 or streaming on CBS Golazo Network. Let's now welcome in our color analyst, Corey Herzog. Corey, what did you see from Saturday's game that really stood out to you?
I thought the biggest takeaways from Saturday's game was how we started the first 20 minutes. Played well, got balls in the box, and then it kind of died in after that. We weren't getting on the front foot, weren't putting as many dangerous balls in. And then obviously the 3 shots on goal for Hartford and 3 goals, that's kind of alarming too.
All right, so we know that the Sporting Jacks roster is not complete, waiting on getting some other players folded in. How much of a difference do you think these guys will make once they're here, and how long will it take for them to, acclimatize themselves to the system and their teammates?
I think it'll make a huge difference getting the players that you want, in your squad. But it's going to be like another preseason now for another maybe 1-2 games, getting them fit, getting them building the relationships. They've already missed 1 game, so I expect maybe about 1 to 2 more preseason games is what you would call it, and then they'll be on track and ready to go.
All right, thank you, Corey. Now to the women. Stacey Balaam's squad is in South Florida to face Fort Lauderdale United for the third of 4 meetings between the 2 rivals. That will happen this evening. The past 2 weekends, Sporting Jacks played friendlies against Georgia and Florida, 2 college teams, to stay sharp. Now they prepare to get back into league play. They're atop the table by 4 points with 10 games to play and a great chance to make a push for the playoffs starting this evening.
Yeah, we don't know what to expect really, because it's going to be a different look. They've lost some players. They've had some players transfer back out, or their loans were over. So I think for us, we've just got to make sure that we focus more on ourselves and then be prepared for whatever they might throw us.
Oh, I mean, this time around, my sister is on Fort Lauderdale, so it's her first time playing against us as a new expansion team. She's coming back from ACL injury, so I think preparing for this game is a lot more. As far as prepping, just staying mentally sharp. Obviously, can't be sharing the stuff we're doing and the stuff they're doing, so we're kind of just not really saying anything, but we're excited to see each other.
We do kind of know them, so our preparation was a little bit the same, but they do have some new players now, and they've had some exchanges. Like, some people have left, so they obviously have new players, so we need to prepare for that, and they could always come out with something different against us, so we need to kind of prepare for all the scenarios, but we are a little bit familiar with them, so we can know what to expect a little bit.
All right, let's now bring in Becky Burley. Becky, it's the last break in the season. It's now just passed. Was it a good time for Sporting Jacks to get a couple of weekends without league games?
That's a really hard question. I think there's times where it's like, all right, finally we get back to it, because what player would rather not play than practice? So for sure, there's that part of it. But then when you have such momentum, you want to keep that momentum going, and it feels like these breaks break it up a little bit. And so I think there's both sides to that story.
this shouldn't be looked on as an easy one. There's a lot of familiarity, as we've talked about, and Fort Lauderdale sits in 8th. So this is a team that's going to be desperate for a result.
Well, you just said it. A desperate team is a dangerous team because they need points and any way they can get them. And these games with Fort Lauderdale have been a little bit chippy at times. And so I expect a really physical match. I expect a team that's highly motivated in Fort Lauderdale. And I think Sporting Jacks is going to really have to be on top of their game and show some competitive maturity to not look at the standings with this game and just play starting at 0-0.
All right, maybe the team shouldn't look at the standings, but we're going to. Jacksonville got a bit of a break with Lexington falling to Dallas last week while Sporting Jacks was idle. You have to feel good about having a little breathing room there at the top of the table.
Yeah, I was interested to see how Lexington would respond. And I actually mentioned, I think it might have been to Parker Roberts, like maybe you all found the chink in their armor and maybe that opens it up for a little bit for other teams. Well, that's yet to be seen. One outcome doesn't determine that. But I am not surprised at all with Dallas moving up. I've thought from the beginning of the season that they had a really talented roster, and I think they're a team to watch in this second half for sure.
Becky, thank you. The Sporting Jacks women are making a push to the playoffs, and you can be a part of it. The Push to the Playoffs bundle includes tickets to all 4 remaining home games, including the March 28th matchup with Spokane. Be a part of history and cheer the women on to the postseason. Get your pack today by calling 904-863-KICK. or by logging on to sportingjacks.com. And season tickets are on sale now for the Sporting Jacks men's team. You get the rest of the home games, including at least 2 games in the Prinks Tires USL Cup and all the action from the USL Championship. Call 904-863-KICK or visit sportingjacks.com. Still ahead, he's a second-generation pro. What Emil Jaaskelainen is expecting from his first season in Jacksonville. That's next as the Sporting Jacks Report rolls on. Every game of the Gainbridge Super League can be seen streaming on Peacock. Home games can be seen on Channel 4, CW17, or right here on the stations of First Coast News. And all games in the USL Championship can be seen streaming on ESPN Plus or CBS Golazo, or nationally broadcast on CBS and CBS Sports Network and ESPN2. All the home games for the men can be seen on Channel 4 or CW17. It is time now for our Ascension St. Vincent's Player Feature. And this week, Emerson Burris, you are taking a look at one of the guys who is a second-generation pro on this roster, forward Emil Jaaskelainen.
Yeah, Jaaskelainen grew up overseas in a family deeply connected to the game, and after a standout college career here in the United States and time in the St. Louis City system, he's now looking to make his mark here in Jacksonville. From England to Finland to the United States, soccer has taken Emil Jaaskelainen across continents.
I grew up in Bolton, England, northwest of England. Family's all from Finland, actually. Mum and Dad moved over to England for work. So yeah, I grew up there, played in Bolton Academy, then Blackpool, then came to college here.
Soccer runs in the family. His father spent more than a decade as a professional goalkeeper in England, but Emil chose a different path.
I didn't want to be boring like him, just standing in the goal all game, but my older brother's a goalkeeper as well. He plays in England, so yeah, I didn't want to be like them too, so thought I'd be a bit more attacking and enjoy scoring goals.
That attacking mentality helped him thrive in college, where he became one of the most dangerous scorers in the country.
In the academies, it was always really hard in England, really competitive. Then came to America for college and, just fell in love with the game again, started playing, enjoying, scoring, and then, once you start playing with better players, you're like, I can keep up with this and I'm doing well, so yeah. Hopefully I can keep it going this season and have a good year.
After time in the St. Louis City system, Jaaskelainen now arrives in Jacksonville alongside a few familiar teammates from that group.
Kuz, Dieter and Christian, all obviously with the second team. We had a really good year last year, so we're looking to bring that over here and hopefully show some quality and help the team win games. So yeah, it's brilliant to be with people,
And for the 6'3" striker, joining Sporting Jacks was about more than just the opportunity to score goals.
The club, the project that they're building, you've seen the stadium, you've seen everything they're doing, they have high expectations, so I'd really like to be a part of that. So far, everything's been top class.
Now in the team's inaugural season, Jaaskelainen hopes his scoring touch can help Sporting Jacks build something special on the First Coast.
As long as I'm scoring a few, playing well, but the main thing is the winning. So if the team wins, that means that I'm doing well, so hopefully the team will win a lot of games.
Jaaskelainen was the 7th overall pick in the 2025 MLS Super Draft, and now he brings both size and scoring ability to Sporting Jacks' attack. The club hopes his goal-scoring touch will help set the tone in the first USL Championship season.
Well, the pedigree certainly is there. He's not the only one on the team. There are 3 players who have fathers who played professionally, so hopefully all that family knowledge will benefit Sporting Jacks.
Yeah, it's going to be so fun to learn about all of those deep family connections. I mean, everyone is connected in the world of soccer, so it'll be fun for the fans to learn about that as well.
It's true. Emerson, thank you. Sporting Jacks is back at Hodges Stadium on March the 24th to face Miami FC. This is the first game against another Florida team. Single game tickets are available by calling 904-863-KICK or by going to sportingjacks.com. We'll see you at Hodges Stadium. Coming up, they made it all the way to the state finals. How Bishop Kenny's girls team wrote a new chapter in the program's history. That's next as the Sporting Jacks report rolls on. The inaugural Sporting Jacks kit has now been put into play in the USL Championship as well as the Gainbridge Super League. And all the merch is available online at our fan shop. Just go to sportingjacks.com/shop and get all of your personalized and timely Sporting Jacks merch as the men's season continues and the women's season rolls toward the postseason. Time now for the VyStar Youth Soccer Spotlight. Emerson's back here to take a closer look at another team that made a Final Four run this season.
Well, the Bishop Kenny girls soccer team had a very memorable season with a run all the way to the Class 4A state championship match. In just his second year leading the program, head coach Nathan Gavin guided the Crusaders to a state runner-up finish, building a team culture that helped carry them through a challenging schedule in a deep playoff run. After losing 11 seniors from last year's roster, Bishop Kenny entered the season with plenty of question marks, but Gavin focused on blending returning players with a talented group of freshmen while also scheduling some of the toughest competition in the area to prepare for the team postseason. That approach paid off as the Crusaders battered their way through the playoffs and reached the Class 4A state final. Gavin says the key to the team's success wasn't just talent, but the culture the players built together.
Here I try to kind of come up with a motto or kind of something that we want to kind of define our character. And so this year it was even keeled. So kind of what we told the girls was, don't let the lows get too low and don't let the highs get too high. You want to celebrate success, and when you score goals or win a game, you want to enjoy those moments. And if you lose a game or you give up a goal or you have adversity, you can't sulk in your feelings or stay low for too long, because that can impact the rest of the game. It can impact the next game. It could impact the training sessions. So I feel like we just kind of maintained like a steady balance in our emotions.
Despite falling to Plantation American Heritage in the state final, Bishop Kenny finishes the season as the Class 4A runner-up and with several players set to continue their careers at the collegiate level.
Just another example of great soccer being played at all levels here in Jacksonville. Thank you, Emerson. For more on Sporting Jacks and the world of soccer, join me every Tuesday night, 6 o'clock on 1010XL, when I'm joined by the likes of Stacey Balaam, Liam Fox, Sporting Jacks players, and more. It's the Sporting Jacks Coaches Show presented by Honda of the Avenues. You can listen on air on 1010 AM, online or on demand at 1010XL.com. And for behind-the-scenes conversation about Sporting Jacks, join Emerson, Tony Allegretti, and me on the Sporting Pod. You can subscribe wherever you find your favorite podcast. A new episode drops each week. Still to come, how some key members of the women's team spent their off time in the community. That's right. And it's next, right here on the Sporting Jacks Report. A reminder, you can catch the Sporting Jacks Report every weekend on the stations of First Coast News. Next week, we air at 12:30 on Saturday on NBC 12. Remember, you can also find us on demand on First Coast News Plus and the Sporting Jacks YouTube channel. It is time now for the Community Spotlight presented by Honda of the Avenues. And this week, we want to feature a pair of Sporting Jacks personnel getting out in the community. First, it's women's head coach Stacey Balaam, who was among the 20,000 or so to take part in last Saturday's Gate River Run. Coach said she took it easy and walked most of the course. Said she had a great time exploring some of the neighborhoods along the route and was pleased to conquer the Green Monster. 15K is no joke, and anyone who finishes the 9.3 miles should be proud of that finisher's medal. Also, Sporting Jacks defender Zara Siasi was one of 9 players chosen to represent the league as a Gainbridge ambassador. Siasi, who is a UNF alum, traveled to Tampa for a photo shoot and a sit-down with U.S. Soccer Hall of Famer Brianna Scurry. If you know Zara, you know that she is a perfect selection to be an ambassador for Sporting Jacks and for the league. She has done such a great job in the community since being signed after her outstanding All-America career at UNF. We also want to let you know that the next round of our free soccer clinics are winding down. They're put on by the Sporting Jacks Foundation at KIPP Bold City High School. These free soccer clinics are open to boys and girls between the ages of 6 and 18. And the last one of these rounds is coming up next Saturday. Again, the clinics are free, but registration is required. Just go to sportingjacks.com/foundation to register your child for next week's clinic. And the next home game for Sporting Jacks comes up on March 25th when the men host Miami FC, the beginning of that leg of the Florida rivalry. Tickets for that game are on sale now at sportingjacks.com. If you can't make it out to Hodges Stadium to enjoy the experience, you can watch the game on CW17. It will also be streamed on CBS Golazo. And the first of 2 doubleheaders is approaching. These are going to be great. On April 4th, the Sporting Jacks women and men will both play at Hodges Stadium. The women host Brooklyn FC at 2, while the men will launch the rivalry with the Tampa Bay Rowdies at 7:30. Both games streaming on Peacock and ESPN Plus, respectively, and both locally broadcast here in Jacksonville on Channel 4. A reminder for all the very latest on what's going on in the world of Sporting Jacks, follow us on social media. We're on X, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. It's the best way to stay connected with what's going on with Jacksonville's pro soccer teams. And we're getting closer and closer to the start of the World Cup. 91 days, folks. It's getting here. It'll be here before we know it when the eyes of the world turn to the United States, Canada, and Mexico for the World Cup. It is going to be part of a huge weekend and a huge summer of soccer here in our area. For Becky Burley, Corey Herzog, and Emerson Burris, I'm Cole Pepper. Thanks so much for watching the Sporting Jacks Report. We'll see you next time.